lot of arguing going on the racetrack.
As he's moving up, we had some positions fought for, and that 60 got moved out of the way. Stacy Compton got pushed completely out of the way. Look at him bump and bang right now.
3 wide. Todd Bodine drives to the inside to make it 3 wide. He's going to make contact with Stacy getting in the corner. Stacy does a terrific job saving that truck, but meanwhile loses about 3 positions in the process. Here's another view right of your screen.
Watch Todd Bodine. He gets down to the inside of Stacy and he says, don't come over, don't come over. Okay, if you do, I'm going to hit you. And that's exactly the way it worked out. Todd was in a perfect position. He had his truck under control. He was down low on the brakes. He knew that if Stacy Compton came over, it wasn't going to hurt him any.
And if he tried to avoid Stacy, he's going to hit the curb and then hit Stacy harder and would have spun Stacy out.
James Busher still trying to find a way to get back under the inside line. Timothy Peters now just inside of him.
You know, we talked about Timothy Peters and this being having a makeshift pit crew, and what a great job he's doing. This is not a bad place not to have the greatest pit crew because of the strategy you can play. You might pit when you're the only truck on pit road to get your tires, and then you just might get gas when there's only a couple others. You mix it up considering what kind of pit crew you do have and to ensure that you don't lose any more positions than necessary.
There's our pole setter, an early leader, Rick Crawford, trying to make his way back up towards the front. He got by his teammate James Busher. Now Mike Skinner, the 5 truck's going to try to get to the inside of James Busher.
That Timothy Peters truck is running in the 6th spot, but darn, he's been smoking for the last 100 laps.
There's Hornaday again, working his way back up toward the front. Now he sets his sights on TJ Bell in the 11.
Ron's going to get to the inside. Haas position is going to be able to get that truck turned in the center, get underneath TJ and beat him down to the other end of the racetrack. Turn 3.
Ron's restarted 25th or so. He's up into the top 20, running 19th, going around TJ Bell. He's up to the 18th spot.
Johnny Benson right on the back bumper of the 60 of Stacy Compton. Our State Farm biggest movers has to go to Stacy Compton, and that's just not the move that he made to the outside line earlier. That's actually track position, gaining 17 spots is Stacy Compton.
Right now he's losing a little bit of touch with Kevin Harvick, who runs in the 3rd position. So that's why Johnny Benson now feels a bit of sense of urgency, because he sees that gap widening in front of Stacy Compton.
There he goes. He's got to run to the inside of Stacy. Stacy spun his tires a little bit off that turn. Johnny opened the door for Timothy Peters. Can Timothy Peters run into the top 5 with that 17 truck?
Smoking the whole time.
He's going to try. A couple Virginia kids running side by side. Well, I say kids. Stacy Compton probably doesn't fall into that category a lot, but and a little bumping and banging still. Here comes Crawford to the inside of Stacy Compton.
When somebody opens that door, and it seemed like the whole world wants to walk through it, huh?
Yeah, Stacy's doing his best to try to get back in the middle of something. Now he's going to try to beat Skinner down to the corner, not able to do it.
He was trying to close the door and he couldn't get it done.
He's got him a gap now. Falls in behind Skinner. James Busher's not quite up to those trucks, so he's able to get back on the bottom of the racetrack.
Shook out in the 8th spot. James Busher right now runs 9th. Brian Scott, the 16 truck, is in the 10th position.
Just over 100 laps remaining. Again, 250 scheduled for this one. Just over 131 miles.
Check out these the 2nd and 3rd place trucks of Bodine and Harvick are closing in on our leader Kyle Busch. Kyle had squirted away from these guys quite a lot, and Harvick's been faster than Bodine. He's been all over the back of Todd. He can't make a move, but now Todd and Kevin both are starting to run down our leader Kyle Busch.
Todd told me, he said, I know I didn't have a good qualifying effort, but he said, keep an eye on me. I think I have a great race truck. And here he is right now running 2nd.
Well, and you know, they used that poor qualifying effort to mix up their strategy a little bit. Came to pit road early, got their service done, and now he finds himself in the 2nd spot.
He came down pit road for the first time on lap number 50, came back in on lap number 94.
Remember, the fuel mileage concern came up about conserving fuel when you can. We've had a pretty sizable green flag run here, where Kyle Busch was able to get out front, put some distance between himself and 2nd, and now we're seeing Todd Bodine and Kevin Harvick reel him back in.
I'm like you, Michael. I think Kevin has a better truck right now than Todd, but he knows he has 100 laps to go here. There's no sense beating that front end off it. He's already got some damage from early on when he was trying to get by Shane Sieg.
But I just love the way Kevin Harvick races. He just uses his brain. There's no sense in pushing it right now. You're right. They're both keeping pace or even gaining on the leader. We'll play it cool here, take care of our stuff. You know, we need to make sure we have plenty of gas and plenty of tires for the end of this thing. So why hurry? Obviously, he's got a fast truck.
Talking about tires, Adam Alexander, what's going on with Benson?
He just came on the radio, Rick, and said he can fill his tires going away. Now, the unfortunate thing for him, with a number of trucks on the lead lap that there are, it would be challenged to get back to pit road. I think that was more feedback for future reference. They're not talking about pitting, but certainly he is losing some grip as the run continues.
Well, then he's got a chance right here to take care of that.
Norm Benning gets turned around in the 57 right at the start-finish line, bringing out our 8th caution of the day.
Norm's got a couple of free passes today, but I don't think it's going to do him any good. Looks like he got in the outside wall a little bit.
I'm keeping my eye on the Hornaday. He's moved up to the 13th position now. Just take a look at the replay. What happened to Norm? There he is coming off turn number 4 sideways, makes contact with the inside wall. Ron Hornaday has made his way up to the 13th spot. Remember, he was among the last group of trucks to pit on lap number 129.
He's just hoping some of those guys up ahead of him might come to pit road and get a couple of free spots right here. It looks like Stacy Compton in front of him is coming to pit road, but that's the extent of it. So he'll move up to 12th. He's got the best tires on the track and about 100 laps to get to the front. Can he do it, Phil?
I don't think so.
Competition's too stiff when you start trying to pass into the
it's too tough.
10th, 8th, up
They
towards
just
the
get
top
harder
5.
as you go.
That's right.
As you go.
And again, this caution helping out those that were thinking they were going to be close on fuel. So a few more caution laps here, helping out guys like Kyle Busch out in front of this field as they go to work on Stacy Compton's number 60.
I think Stacy had fallen to the out, down into the bottom of the top 10, and he felt like that he wasn't going to be able to beat anybody in front of him. So he really felt like he had nothing to lose. Otherwise, he's going to finish maybe 9th or 10th.
Kyle Busch in front. Can he make it 3 wins in a row in 2009 in the Camping World Truck Series?